Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Beatrice. Today's video is a full-length, full-body gentle practice. So for this practice, you'll need 2 blocks. So please go and get them. If you don't have them, you can get 2 thick books as well, or stack up 4 books or so. So when you're ready and you have everything, come to the mat and practice with me. So have your 2 blocks at the top of your mat or at the side of your mat. Wherever is handy for you to grab them when we need them. We'll start on the ground. So come all the way down to your back. Find a comfortable lying position. We'll start with the knees bent. So as we come down, have your feet as wide as the mat. Knees come together. They meet together in the middle. And we come all the way down to the ground. As we come down, making sure our chin is slightly tucked in, but not all the way down to the chest, just slightly tucked, so that the back of the neck is nice and long, and the head is in line with the spine, arms out, palms face up. We'll start with an open position just like this. And then we'll come to meet our breath. So taking a moment here on the ground just to notice how we're feeling, how our body is feeling. Meeting the ground, noticing the head touching it. The 2 shoulders. The upper back. And mid-back. Noticing the sacrum on the ground. The back of the arms and back of the hands. The soles of our feet. Taking now our right hand on the abdomen, just in between your navel and the breastbone, and the left hand on your heart, on your chest. Just begin to notice how your body moves with your breath. Breathing in, feeling that rise of the belly into your right hand. Breathing out, gently take it back to center, navel to spine. Trying to breathe with the least effort possible. Nice natural deep breath into the belly, away from the chest. Keeping our connection with the breath throughout our practice today, and always really. Before we start our movement practice, noticing if there's any intention we want to set for the practice or for the day, for the week. That might resonate with us, and when we set intentions, always setting it in the present tense. I am, I have, I do. Next exhale, relaxing the shoulders a bit deeper to the ground. Opening out the chest. If you have your eyes closed, flow them open and walk the feet to center. Then bring them in towards the chest. Pull the knees in towards your chest and take a moment to hold your knees and move your lower back. Just by that I mean hold your knees and send them away from your body, back into the body, beginning that gentle movement, mobilization of the lower back. You can do that with your eyes closed, you can keep them open. And from here, release the left leg to the ground, the left foot to the ground, sole of the foot to the ground. The right knee into the chest, and circle your right ankle slowly, about 3 times one direction, 3 times the other direction. Keep relaxing your shoulders and your head to the ground. Circle the other way if you haven't changed the direction yet. And come back to stillness with your ankle. Hold the back of your right thigh and begin to straighten and bend the knee. And you don't have to take the knee all the way straight, just a little bit of movement. Initiate at the knee, beginning to warm up the hamstrings. Coming back to stillness, keep holding onto your knee and circle the hip. So working our way up from the ankle into the hip. Circles again, 3 times one way, 3 times the other, waking up that joint. Bringing it back to center and down to the ground. Left knee comes into the chest this time, holding onto the knee and circling the ankle. 3 times one way, 3 times the other. Bringing the ankle back to stillness, holding the back of the thigh and straightening and bending the knee. Noticing already if the sides begin to already feel different, which is really common, so that's fine if it does happen, if they're different, especially at the hamstring, at the hips, at the sides of the body. Keeping our breath going, coming back to stillness with the knee, holding the knee again from the front and circling the hip 3 times and 3 times each way. Reverse if you haven't yet. Notice how the side feels. Coming back to stillness, both knees come into the chest now. Gentle rocking of the lower back once again. Knees into the chest, knees away from the chest. Keep holding onto the right knee. Lengthen this time the left leg all the way down to the ground. And on your exhale, take that right knee across over the left and open that right arm out into a twist. Doesn't matter if your knee doesn't touch the ground, but try to keep that right shoulder on the ground as you extend the right arm. Breathing into center. Left knee comes into the chest now, right leg down, hold it in. Breathe out, take it across. Left leg over the right, open out that left arm. Left shoulder stays on the ground. You can have your elbow bent or straight, and the elbow doesn't really matter. Breathing in back to center, holding the knees into the chest, both knees. Now roll onto your preferred side. And with your top arm, support yourself up to your hands and knees. And as you come to hands and knees, take the hands directly under the shoulders and your knees directly under your hips. Take a moment here to spread your fingers nice and wide, relieve pressure off the wrists, and bring your weight onto the fingertips. Breathing in, tailbone tilts up to the ceiling, dropping the belly, opening out the heart into our first cow. And breathing out, relaxing the head down, pressing the ground away. As we do that, spread your shoulder blades apart, round the spine down and tuck your tailbone. Breathe in from the tailbone all the way, traveling up through each vertebra into the chest, opening out, looking forward and breathing out around. We'll take 3 more. Breathe in, extend the spine, drop the belly, open out the heart. Breathe out and round. 2 more. Breathe in. And breathe out. Trying to move as slow as possible. Last one. Breathe in. And out. Round all the way into your cat. Press the ground away. Breathe in, come back to your neutral spine. From here, take the left hand in the middle, just in between the 2 hands. Raise the right arm up to the ceiling as you breathe in. Try to keep the hips still. Breathe out, round the spine. Thread the right arm underneath the left, but keep it off the ground. Breathe in, lift up. Moving through the torso, trying to move from the chest rather than from the hips. Breathe out, round and thread. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out and round. Last one, breathe in, reach out, maybe up. Breathe out, round. This time, take that right arm to the ground, reach to the left. Let the head come down to the ground. And stretch the back of your right shoulder. Try to keep the hips tracking over the knees and up to the ceiling. Relax that left arm. With the left hand nice and on the ground, lift yourself up. Support yourself with that left palm and come back to center. This time, right hand is in the middle. Inhaling, left arm lifts. Exhaling, thread the left arm underneath the right. Keep it off the ground. In fact, press the ground away with the right arm. Inhale up, open out. Exhale and thread. Inhale, open. Exhale and thread. Last one, inhale. On your exhale, take that left arm all the way down, reach to the right. Take the head on the side, on the ground, and relax that right arm. Keep the hips up to the ceiling, take 3 breaths. Right palms come down to the ground, pressing up to hands and knees, coming back to center. This time from hands and knees, keep spreading your fingers wide, lengthen the right leg back, tuck your toes and press the heel to the back of your mat. Keep looking down, not building any tension into the shoulders and the neck. Stretching into the back of our leg, the calf. And then bringing that leg across over the left side, tuck it, keeping the toes tucked and looking over our left shoulder, stretching into the side of the body. Coming back through center, releasing that right knee to the ground, left leg lengthens back, tucking the toes and press into the back of the mat. Back through center, lift the leg, take it across, over the right, keep your toes tucked, and look over your right shoulder this time. Come back through center, release the knee. Bring your hands forward, shift your chest forward, your hips towards the ground, and breathe out to bend your elbows and come down to your front. From here, keep your hands either side of your chest, toes are on the ground, breathing in, lifting the chest, and bringing the shoulder blades back and down. Breathing out to release. We'll take 4 more, breathe in, lift. Engage the glutes as you lift up. Breathe out, release. Doesn't have to be a really high cobra. You can stay quite close to the ground. Breathe in, lift the chest. Breathe out, release. 2 more, breathe in. And out. Last one. Breathe in, lift the chest. Breathe out, release. Breathe in, lift up to your hands and knees. As you come up, tuck your toes. Lift the hips up to the ceiling into your first downward facing dog. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Keep pressing into the tips of your fingers. And as you come up to your downward dog, notice how your chest feels and how your upper back feels. If you feel like you're rounding, bend your knees and let the chest come a little bit closer to your thighs. Let your head drop, crown of the head to the ground. Press the ground away and send the shoulder blades together. Keep breathing. On your next breath in, shift your whole body forward so the shoulders come over the wrists, coming into a high plank. If you don't have such a long downward dog, walk the hands forward so that the hands are directly under the shoulders. Drop your knees to the ground and breathe out to the front. 1 cobra here, breathe in, shoulder blades together, lift up the chest. Press up, tuck your toes and breathe out to downward dog. 3 breaths here. We'll take 3 more flows just like this. Breathe in, come forward to plank. Drop your knees, breathe out to the front. Breathe in, lift the chest into cobra. Press up, tuck your toes, breathe out, downward dog. 3 breaths. Breathing forward to plank. Drop your knees, exhale to the ground. Inhale, lift the chest. Press up, tuck your toes, breathe out, downward dog. Last one, inhale forward to plank. Take your knees to the ground, exhale down to the front. Inhale, lift the heart. Press up, tuck your toes, exhale, downward dog. 3 breaths here. Now from here, we're making our way to the top of a mat. I know for some people that's really hard because it might be that there's a bit less mobility in the hamstrings for any reasons. So from here, we're walking our way up, feet towards the hands. If that doesn't happen, because the back of our legs feels a little bit tight, we can release the hands off the ground and just walk our way up. So whichever way feels good for us. As we reach the top of our mat, hands come up to the shins, lifting the back flat to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. As you exhale, bend your knees, bring the belly to the thighs, hold on to opposite elbow and relax the head. Crown of the head points down to the ground just like in downward dog. And we begin to wave from side to side, waking up the side body. We did a bit of a stretch from the ground already, from all fours. Bring a bit more movement there. If it feels good, you can begin to straighten one knee at a time. Let the upper body do whatever it wants to do. If it wants to come off the thighs, that's probably what's going to happen for most of us anyway. Now from the top of your mat, I hope you have your blocks handy. Take 1 block and bring it in front of your feet. Left hand is on the block, breathing in. Left leg bends, right arm lifts. Breathing out, reach the block with the right hand, go into the other side. Right hand to the block, right knee bends, left arm lifts. Breathe out, switch sides. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, reach the block with the right. Bend your right knee, breathe in, lift the left. Breathe out to center. Breathe in one more time each side, lift the right arm up. Breathe out, last time to the left. Left arm lifts, breathe in. Breathe out to center, release the hands. Place the block to the side, breathe in into your halfway lift. Breathe out, release into your forward fold. On your next breath in, unroll all the way up to standing. Move through each vertebrae. Notice how rounding up the spine to come into Tadasana or mountain pose feels into the upper back. And as you reach the top, release the shoulders, open out the palms to the front of our room and drop the shoulders down. Take your Tadasana here, spread your toes up towards you and then plant them back down. Find your feet grounded in all four corners of them. Chest is nice and open. Taking a breath here. On your next breath in, raise your arms up to the sky. Interlace the fingers, lift the index fingers out. Take your upper body to the left and the hips to the right. Keep your chest opening forward. Breathe into center, breathe out to the other side. Breathe into center, release the fingers, palms together, breathe out to fold. On your breath in, lift up halfway, hands to the shins. Breathe out, take the hands down, step your right leg back. And take a moment here to rock forwards and backwards, stay up onto your fingertips. If you want to, take your blocks. It feels quite nice, so you can open out the chest a bit more and keep rocking forwards and backwards and let your hips be heavy. From here, let your right knee come down to the ground. Keep your toes tucked and bring the blocks a little bit closer towards your hips. Let your hips drop. Open out the chest. Press the ground away with that front foot. Bring the hips a bit higher and backwards. Keep holding that block with the right hand. Lift the left arm up and over. Come to your side bend. Breathe into center. Reach the left arm onto the block, left hand onto the block, right arm up and over, side bend to the other side. Breathe into center, release both hands down, release the blocks to the side, frame your front foot, lift your right knee, and if you can, hug the navel up towards the spine, step back to plank. Take your knees to the ground and breathe out to the front. Breathe in, lift the chest. Press up, tuck your toes, and breathe out to downward dog. Let your head drop, take 3 breaths here. We'll take that same flow all on the other side. When you're ready, make your way up to the top of the mat. Again, you can lift the hands off the ground if that feels better for you. As you reach the top, breathe in to your halfway lift. Breathe out and fold. Breathe in and roll up to standing. And breathe out to let your shoulders drop, head in line with the spine. Open out to the Tadasana. Next breath in, lift your arms up. Breathe out, fold forwards. Breathe in, halfway lift. Out into your forward fold, hands to the ground, step the left leg back. Grab your blocks, lunging onto the other side. Let your hips be heavy and find a bit of movement forwards and backwards. When you're ready, let your left knee come down to the ground. You can keep your toes tucked. Bring the blocks a little farther back, but keep the hips dropping. Stretching into the hip flexors, opening out the chest, dropping the shoulders back. And with that front foot now, pressing the ground away, bringing the hips a little bit further up and back. Hold that left hand down to the left, to the block, right arm up and over, side bend. Breathe into center, reach that right arm down, left arm up, side bend to the other side. Breathe into center, remove the blocks, frame that front foot. Please lift that knee off the ground if you can, otherwise you can step back with your knee to the ground. Step back to high plank, drop your knees, and exhale to the ground. Inhale, lift the chest. Press up, tuck your toes, and exhale to downward facing dog. Relax your head down. Take your knees down to the ground. Coming back to your all fours position. From here, we're opening that left leg out to the side. So that left foot is in line with that right knee. We breathe in to lift up onto our foot and knee. Lifting the arms up, inhaling. Exhaling, left arm down, right arm up and over to our gate pose. We can let the head drop and look down towards our left foot. Breathing into center, breathing out, right hand comes down in line with your right knee, left arm lifts. You can stay here or you can lift that left foot off the ground, bringing it up high, flexing that left foot. Really feeling that engagement through the core, into the leg. Looking down or up doesn't really matter. Breathing out slowly, taking that foot down. Both hands come down to the ground. Bringing that left knee back in to our all fours position. Now going to the other side. Right leg opens out. In line with your left knee. Breathing, lift up. Arms up to the ceiling. Breathe out, right arm down, left arm up and over to the other side. You can let your head drop and look down towards your right foot. Breathing into center and out to bring that left hand now to the side of our left knee, right arm up. Maybe bringing in navel to spine and lifting that right leg off the ground, flexing that right foot. Looking anywhere that's comfortable for your neck. And breathe out, release. Come back to your all fours position. Take your big toes together. Knees out wide. And then drop your hips back towards the heels. Wherever you need to stop, you can stop. Reach your arms forward and relax the head to the ground. Taking a few breaths here. Coming to child's pose, can we notice any area of tension? Built up tension around the body, perhaps around the jaw. If there is tension around the jaw, why not opening out the mouth, moving the jaw from side to side? No one can see you here. Relaxing the forehead, the shoulders. You can generously bend the elbows. And breathing in, lifting up to our hands and knees and coming down to a seated position. And now from seated, bringing the soles of the feet together, hips are nice and grounded. If this doesn't work, we can use one of the blocks to prop ourselves up and sit on. And if we do sit on the blocks, sitting on the edge so that we can tilt our pelvis to help us be a little bit straighter with the spine. And see how that works for you. Maybe if it doesn't work for you in this position, you can remove the block. You can also sit on a blanket or a pillow. Holding either the ankles or around the foot, or even supporting your knees with the hands. Opening out the chest, breathing in. And as we breathe out, either staying or breathing out to come forward to a fold. Looking forward and trying to keep the chest open and the shoulders back and down. Next breath in, coming back to center, bringing the feet to the ground, soles of the feet to the ground. And you can start with your knees bent, or you can have your legs straight. See how that feels? So coming to a forward fold. If you start with your knees bent, have the soles of the feet to the ground, hold the back of your thighs, breathe in, lift the chest, and breathe out to hinge from the hips and come forwards towards the thigh. If that's not enough, begin to straighten the knees. Flex your feet, and same thing here, hinge from the hips, reach forward. You don't have to reach for the foot, you can have the hands either side of your legs, you can reach for your calves, you can reach for your leggings, maybe reach for the foot, but try to keep the chest opening and keep looking forward. Notice if that difference that you felt at the beginning at the back of your legs is still there. Most likely still is. Take a couple more breaths. Breathe in to lift up. Take one of your blocks to the side and make your way down to your back. Bend your knees once again. And try to control the movement with your core to come back to the ground. Slowly, slowly, slowly keep your feet on the ground. Come all the way down. From here, bring the feet a little bit closer to your sitting bones. Press the ground away and lift the hips up to the ceiling. Grab your block and place it under the sacrum, either at the first or second height. You can do this either with one block and be at the first height or the second, or stack two blocks at the first height, one on top of the other. Let's come to your supported bridge. Relax your glutes here. Open out the arms or take them onto your belly. Try to find that space that's quite flat, just underneath your lower back, onto the sacrum. And take a few breaths here. This might be enough for you. If it's not, you can straighten the legs forward, bring the feet onto the heels, and feel that stretch at the front of your thighs, at the front of your hips. Maybe you can feel it all the way up through the abdominal muscles. But be aware that if you feel any pinching in the lower back, keep the knees bent. If you have your legs straight, bring the feet back to center. Slowly. If you have your blocks at the second height, or you have two blocks stuck over the other, bring the block down to the first height or remove the one on top. Come back down towards the block and lift the legs up to the ceiling. As you do this, you can readjust the block. You can bring yourself a bit further up and back, so your lower back is on the edge of the block. Just come to a mild inversion, relax your feet. Have your arms and hands anywhere is comfortable, either onto the belly, or you can hold the sides of your thighs, or you can have them down either side of your body. You can keep your eyes closed and take a few breaths here. Bend your knees, slowly come out of this posture. You can actually hug the knees into the chest, help yourself with the block to come a little bit closer. And then slowly come down to the ground, feet flat to the ground. Remove that block. We won't need it anymore. And make your way all the way down into your back. Keep your knees, bring your knees back onto the chest or towards the chest, and find that mobilization of the lower back coming out of supported bridge and that mild inversion. Take your left foot flat to the ground and your right ankle over the left knee, and take that right knee away from your body, flex the right foot. You can stay here, or you can lift the left leg off the ground, bring the legs a little bit closer to your chest. If that's still not enough, you can hold on to the back of your leg, the back of your left thigh, or your left shin. But if you do that, try to keep the head and the shoulders on the ground. So we don't want to build any tension in the shoulders and neck. Releasing the left foot to the ground, uncrossing the leg, and coming to the other side. Right foot is flat to the ground, left ankle over the right knee, left knee away from the body, perhaps lifting that right leg off the ground, maybe holding the back of the thigh or the shin. Remembering to keep the head and the shoulders on the ground. release the leg if you're holding. Right foot to the ground, uncross the left ankle away from the knee and bring both knees into the chest. Let the knees drop to the left and open out the right arm, either completely open or bending the elbow, but trying to keep that right shoulder on the ground. And you can look up or look over the right shoulder. Coming back to center, bringing the knees back, the feet flat to the ground, the knees back up to the chest, and this time dropping them to the right and opening the left arm out. Breathing back to center. And if it feels good for you, squeeze your knees back into the chest. And from here, make your way down to Savasana. Relax your legs out wide. If there's any back pain, return to where we started with your knees bent and the knees together. If there's no back pain, have your feet nice and wide, legs straight. Hands either on the abdomen or open out wide, palms up. If you need any more comfort, you can bring a bolster under your knees, a pillow under the head. And take your attention back to your breath. Notice how it feels after a gentle practice. Relax your forehead, your eyes, the mouth, the jaw. Relax your shoulders, your chest, your arms and hands. Your back. Your hips, thighs and lower legs, your feet, feel the whole body on the ground, supported, relaxed. Please stay here at least for another 5 minutes, enjoying this time for relaxation. Whenever you're ready to come out, please do so gently, kindly. Be mindful of your back. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed this practice. And please join me for another video. Thank you.